Hey guys, I'm gonna tell you start to finish how I do my butts. Pork butts, bone in whole pork butt. So I'll pull it out of the package and fat cap down, and I'll take some mustard as a binder, light, just a light coating of mustard. Rub it all around. Then I'll take a rub, coat it on there real good, and then I'll flip it over where the fat cap is up. And then I'll do the same thing on it, light coat of mustard, and then rub. Throw it on the smoker, 3, 4, 5 hours, just depending on the color and what I'm cooking it on too. I made a video last night, and I'm going to link all these together. But I'm using a offset reverse flow, so it produces more smoke. So I may not let it go as long on here as I would the Pit Boss or something else. But anyways, 3, 4, 5 hours into it, whenever it starts to get that color, mahogany or a little bit darker, where if it's got some, a good smoke to it, maybe just a light black, I'll pull it off, fat cap up, set it directly in a half pan or a 9x13. I'll take a 12-ounce Dr. Pepper, half 6 ounces per butt per pan, and then I'll throw it back on there. Usually I don't even probe them anymore. I always like to shoot for 2.7 to 2.10, but I've done so many of them. I can just take that bone, and if it looks like it's going to come out clean, it's done. And I wanted to share this because when I first started cooking, I got on social medias. I'm not going to list any names, but it was before TikTok. But anyways, and we're just watching people's videos because I was new to this. Guys, I've been doing it this way for years. I'm not saying my way's right, but if there's some new people here, I kind of wanted to share that with you. Hopefully, it will help you out if you're wanting to try something different. But yeah, I try to maintain the smoker temperature wise around the 250. This thing, if I can get it tuned in where both chambers are running pretty close, it may have a 25, maybe even a 50-degree swing in between feeding it. I don't want to put too much wood on it, because you put too much wood on it, then you get a lot of that dirty smoke. So I allow for that temperature swing. That way I'm not just throwing a bunch of that gray or white dirty smoke to it too. And I also usually plan on 10 to 12 hours. But I don't really want to put a time on it. The only reason I said 10 to 12 hours is if somebody's new, it kind of gives them an idea. But I've done some bigger butts that took 13 to 14 hours. I don't do hot and fast. Like I said, usually try to keep the offset around 2.25 to 250-ish. And the reason I said that I like the 207 to 210 is because when you go to pull it out, and I want to say this too, you go to pull it out. The reason I do the fat cap up is when I pull it out, I can put my gloves on, and that fat cap, I don't trim. I can take my fingers and just scrape that. Almost like butter, just pull that fat cap off. And I can't even take them out of the pan because the butt's falling apart. The reason I say 207 to 210 is, excuse me, because if you go less than 200, I mean, technically it's done, but it's not going to fall apart. It's going to be tough. It's not going to shred very well. And that was one of the first mistakes I did. So I'm not holding back. I want to give as much information as I can. So, 205, 206, up to 210, that bud's going to fall apart and it's going to melt in your mouth. Just make sure that you're either spritzing if you don't use Dr. Pepper or something. That way, that butt has some sort of moisture on it because you don't want a dry butt. What I'm getting to at resting is when I pull it out, I will drain almost all the liquid out of the pan, leave a little bit, and I will cover it back up and I'll put it in a cooler. If you have a hot box or something, that's awesome. I don't have a hot box. I've got coolers. I'll lay a towel or some paper towels down in the bottom and I'll set it in the cooler. I'll rest at minimum an hour. I have rested up to 6 hours. And even at the 6 hour mark, when I pulled it out and went to shred it, once I broke into that butt, it was still hot. And as you allow for that rest, it's internally still cooking. It's breaking that collagen down. And it's going to be a real good tendernism. Is that what they're saying nowadays? Tendernism. And then when you go to pull that bone out, take a fat cap. I'll just scrape the fat cap off and let it just shred it. And then that little bit of moisture that was in the bottom of the pan I left, as I'm shredding it, I'll kind of flip and it pulls some of that moisture, some of that liquid back up into the meat. That way, it's just really a good moist meat. It shreds. I mean, it's really good, and I really, really hope this helps. Oh yeah, butts. And got a ham going too. 4 butts and 1 ham. I told y'all before about the Dr. Pepper. As you can see, put about a half a Dr. Pepper in every pan. I literally just pulled the butts off, put them in a pan, half a Dr. Pepper. There's that ham. It's a whole shank ham. Fixing to wrap these dudes and throw them back on.